Darth Vader was the leader of the Galactic Empire's military. His goal and mission was to seek out and utterly destroy any form of rebellion, especially Jedi, whilst also secretly plotting to destroy his master Darth Sidious. In order to accomplish this, he attempted to employ the aid of multiple powerful Force sensitives. But what if he could employ some other kind of aid? For the purposes of this list, we'll be assuming that each species of Pokémon exists within the Star Wars universe. I'll be basing this list off of Vader's main purpose and focus throughout his time as the Empire's military leader, and the pocket monsters that I feel would best suit this role. Also, we will be giving Vader a full team of 6 Pokémon, and we will not be allowing any legendary Pokémon, as they are just too obvious as choices. I will also be cross-referencing both the Pokémon anime and the games. Lastly, since there is now a total of over 800 species of Pokémon, this list will probably differ to any you guys come up with, so be sure to let me know what your lists are. Now let's get started. As a combatant, Darth Vader was incredibly imposing, often relying on brutish assaults, combined with lethal precision and refinement, and this is shown through both his saber skills and his use of the Force. He was also an impressive tactician, and often favoured intimidation tactics, so I believe such factors will play a role in the Pokemon that would serve him best, and as such, the first Pokemon on this list is Tyranitar. This Pokemon is an incredibly intimidating powerhouse, said to be capable of making the ground shake and even destroy a mountain with one hand. This beast also has almost impervious armor covering its entire body. This is a Pokemon that I feel would best work as a powerhouse to serve Vader on the battlefield, as it fits the bill of being incredibly powerful and intimidating. If Vader and his Tyranitar were marching towards me, there is no doubt in my mind that I'd be more terrified of the Pokemon than the Sith Lord. In addition, this Mountain Crusher has access to a really diverse move pool, capable of learning moves such as Hyper Beam, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Giga Impact, Rock Slide, etc. Not only that, but it also has the ability to summon a Sandstorm just from being called into battle, making it an incredibly useful asset to Vader. Number 2. Gyarados. For those times when Vader needs to take to the seas, this giant sea serpent can be called on as an aquatic version of our first pick. Gyarados again fits the bill of incredibly powerful and intimidating. It is mentioned in this beast's Pokédex entries that its Hyper Beam attacks can incinerate almost anything, and it was said to leave entire cities destroyed in its wake. Like Tyranitar, this Pokemon again gains access to a wide move pool, including moves like Hyper Beam, Hydro Pump, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Fire Blast, and Hurricane. If need be, this Pokemon is also capable of operating on land, only adding to its usefulness. Remember when Vader commanded Agent Callus to burn down Tarkin Town to scare the rebels? Imagine how quickly this could have been done if he'd had either Tyranitar or Gyarados do the job. Number 3. Salamence. We've covered land, we've covered sea, now we need a powerhouse that can take to the skies. Known for setting mountains ablaze, Salamence is said to be uncontrollable when enraged, so with some training from Darth Vader, this beast of the sky would no doubt prove valuable, and even more dangerous. Once again fitting the role of being intimidating, powerful, and diverse in its moveset, Salamence is a Pokemon I can definitely see the Dark Lord riding into battle. Number 4. Luxray. We are all aware of Vader's inability to properly use Force Lightning, so an electric type seems rather obvious, but that's not the only reason Luxray makes this list. It is mentioned in various forms of media that Vader and the Emperor make use of spies to find their enemies.
It is time to face your first true test.
Your spies have located a Jedi.
And for this, what better Pokemon than the one whose Dex entries make note of its skill as a scout, and having the ability to see through almost anything, thanks to its X-ray vision. The glow that its eyes give off when it uses such vision could be argued as something that might give it away, but again, under Vader's tutelage, I'm sure this can be compensated for. Luxray is a Pokemon that I feel would best suit Vader as a spy, rather than a battler. But it still has access to a decent move pool, capable of learning all the elemental Fang moves, and its Intimidate ability further adds reason to why it would work well for the Dark Lord. I mean, I wouldn't want to bump into one in a dark alley. Number 5. Alakazam. Psychic types are essentially the telekinetics and telepaths of the Pokemon world, making them the closest thing to Force sensitives. But what makes Alakazam stand out is not only its incredible power, but its intelligence. For those of you who don't know, a person with an IQ level of around 140 is said to be a genius. Alakazam's IQ level is 5,000.
Holy shit!
This would render a lot of Imperial tactics obsolete, and would undoubtedly prove an asset to Lord Vader in his quest to hunt down and destroy the rebels. With a solid move pool to back it up, Alakazam wouldn't have much trouble rooting out rebels, destroying them, and informing Vader of their whereabouts. Sure, most people can't understand Pokemon, but as a talented telepath, as well as Alakazam having telepathic powers, this wouldn't be an issue for Vader. Honourable mentions of possible candidates include Garchomp, essentially the 4th gen equivalent of Salamence, Charizard, a powerful fire flying type with the ability to melt rock, Blastoise, a Pokemon so powerful its attacks can punch through steel, Dusclops, this Pokemon's body is like a black hole and can swallow anything, Aerodactyl, a Pokemon that you could say is a prehistoric version of Charizard, and Tyrantrum. This Pokemon was said to be invincible during ancient times. And the 6th spot goes to Metagross. And finally, the Pokemon I think is essentially the Pokemon equivalent of Vader himself. Both are physical powerhouses, they are both part machine, and they can wield some monstrous supernatural powers. This Steel Psychic type has intelligence superior to that of a supercomputer. Its pre-evolution Metang is so durable that it isn't even scratched by a jet plane crashing into it, and only becomes even stronger once evolving. As another intimidating pocket monster, this thing can essentially fulfill the role of any of the previous entries. With access to some great moves including its signature move Meteor Mash, this thing's power and intelligence are nothing but a boon to anyone seeking to root out and destroy any signs of rebellion. I hope you guys enjoyed this little list, as it was one I had a lot of fun creating, as it really inspired me with a lot of thought. Again, let me know your respective lists. Thank you all for watching as always, and until next time, may the Force be with you.